There are three different physiological signals in the section that we're going to look at as cues that heat stress may be occurring, and these we can use as proxies instead of having a true core temperature reading and to assess risk. So the first one is going to be rate of perceived exertion. This is really valuable because it increases generally earlier and more steeply in hot environments and in temperate environments. Thermal strain does have a significant impact on RPE, so there is definitely a correlation there. And if RPE increases abnormally or more than what is typically seen with specific athlete or context, that is a good warning sign for internal overload. So in practice, encourage athletes to report it, pay close attention to this, track trends over time, and use RPE as a tool to suggest that there could be something, whether it's thermal stress related or not, that is impairing the athlete's ability to perform and feel at their highest level. Second point would be cardiovascular drift. So this is heart rate. So if heart rate drifts 10, 20 beats per minute above baseline per a given effort, so what would be expected or typical for that same activity or that same environment, that could be a sign of heat stress. So a good example would be running or doing cardio. If you may typically be in zone 2 at a certain pace or for a certain time, and then you see that heart rate start to drift up higher in those hotter conditions, that's a really good indicator that the body is taking on thermal burden. This also can be taken into consideration through data monitoring, evaluating. There are a lot more trackers, wearables, and information available to coaches and athletes, and heart rate is certainly one of the easiest to track. Having trends and having that knowledge going in on previous workouts is a great way to identify deviations from the norm. The third point we're going to talk about is recovery lag and then the autonomic nervous system. So some of these that can be observed include delayed transitions, and that might just be perceived as effort or speed or sort of having that jump in your step. Cold, clammy skin, flushed facial coloration, agitation, silence. A lot of these more subtle cues could indicate that something is off, especially if it is different or abnormal compared to baseline behavior with that individual athlete. If you do observe this, buffer periods, rest periods, cooling, all of the proactive protocols to manage athlete heat and performance, athlete health and performance.